My question to you today is, what is the level of your trust for God? What is the depth of your trust in God? Proverbs, the 3rd chapter, the 5th verse says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. It says that in all of your ways, your activities, that you acknowledge Him and He will direct your path. That verse simply tells us that there's a possibility that we can trust God with all our heart, which is what He compels us, He advises, admonishes us to do. But also there's a possibility that we can trust God with some of our heart. And this is something I think a lot of believers are challenged with, including myself. And there's a good reason for that. You have over the years experienced different things. You have over the years been betrayed. That trust factor has been, abused again and again and again. And that sort of puts you in a situation where you are careful to trust. I mean, the people who have taught about be careful you trust, be careful you trust, be careful you trust. And rightly so. When I think about children when we were kids, and our parents would tell us, son, I'm going to do this for you. We take that word from our parents as law. We go to school and people say other things. I'm saying, no, my daddy said, my mommy said, Papa told me this. That becomes true to us. But as we grow in life, we realize that the circumstances and the situations of life sort of puts us in a cage, puts us in a situation where that trust factor begins to dwindle. And the sad thing is that we take that same effect, that same belief into working with God. Now, I'm not here to tell you that you're right or you're wrong, but I'm just saying, what if you could trust God with all your heart? What if you could quit trying to figure it out and just lean on the power and the available grace of God? You would say, come on, I don't see God. As a matter of fact, there's someone who's probably watching this and saying, you know what, I've waited on God for a wife, I've waited on God for a husband, I've waited on God for a child, I've waited on God for a business, I've waited on God for the healing of my mom, I've waited on God for the healing of myself. I've been a saint, I've never smoked, I've never drank, I've never womanized, I've never manized, if there's anything like that. I've been a straight guy, I've been a straight girl. But I see the other people who are doing stuff, they're still being prosperous. And the world is even celebrating them. So to hell with this whole waiting on God. I'm going to sort it myself. Maybe you are just there trying to take this decision and you're already into it. I'm not going to tell you to stop. I don't have the moral right to tell you to stop. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be okay because I don't know. But one thing I do know is that if you try to trust God again and then you put your hope not on the things that He will do but on the person that He is to you, there's a tendency that you begin to see things differently. Now, if I trust God for a financial breakthrough and I make that financial breakthrough the ethos, the fulcrum upon which our relationship is based, there is a tendency that if it doesn't come as I planned it, I will get discouraged and feel that God has not appreciated my trust. But if I trust God for a financial breakthrough, but my trust in God is not hinged on what I want, but on knowing Him the more, then the relationship becomes better. So think about it this way. You buy a brand new car, your lovely wife, both of you have this car, or you have a new device in the house, and then something happens. Maybe she's driving the car and then there's an accident, or someone steals the car from her, or something happens to the car or the device. Your first reaction, I believe, would be, are you okay? Are you okay? Is everything all right? We'll deal with the car later. We'll deal with the device later. Or if your son comes back from school and he says, look, I took my Bible to school and I lost it. Okay, how come? But hope that nobody beats you up. Fine. Your trust in your son, because of your love, changes the dimension of the conversation. It's no longer, I would never do this, blah, blah, blah. No. You want to make sure that your son is in a good state. You want to make sure that your spouse is in a good space. So your love for your spouse or your son or for someone you really, really love is not hinged on what the person can do for you or what one of the transactions that you're having, so to speak, is hinged on the very fact that both of you are important to each other. So I want to make a charge to someone today. Build a different trust in God. Yes, you need a healing. Yes, you need deliverance. Yes, you need a husband. Yes, you need a wife. You need children. You need a job. You need healing for your life. You need money. Man, you need money. You need God to come through for you for that project, that proposal, that business, that job, that interview. There's something you need God for. But I'm calling to someone who would say, you know what, God, I need this from you. Well, this is not as important as knowing you. He says when we commit our ways unto the Lord, He will direct our path. But you see, He didn't start with commit your ways unto the Lord and trust. But it starts with trust first, with all your heart. He says when you trust with all your heart, not with some of your heart, with all your heart, it means that your trust is not predicated on what He can do, but it's predicated on who He is to you. Trust God with all your heart. Have a nice day.